Hey, all right, everybody. I'm out on the ENGWE M070 Air again, and I've put a suspension seat on. I haven't put a suspension seat on. I've put a suspension post on and a big bum seat. So let's go for a ride up the mountain, do a bit of a range test, and we'll see what it's like on a long distance ride. Well, I say long distance for me. So let's get going. Right, okay, here I am back out on the ENGWE M070 Air. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a range test today, so I'm going to try and go a little bit further up a mountain, a different mountain, further up this way. And I'm going to keep it in pedal assist level 5, because on the website it shows you the range in level 1. So I'm going to keep that down there, look, down there in level 5. All right. Now, the one big difference today is I've changed the seat post. I got a suspension seat post on, so it should be a bit more comfortable. Now, I got quite a way to go before I get to the mountain first, so I got a few miles ride. Now, I expect this bike to do pretty well because it's got a 36 volt, 10 amp hour battery, but it's really easy to pedal. The bike is nice and light. I mean, I've added a little bit of weight with the seat, but nothing substantial, so we should be all right. It should be able to go pretty far, even on pedal assist level 5. So I'll carry on up this way now. Got quite a way to go yet until we even get to the mountain. I might even be puffed out by the time I get there. Now, for some reason, when you get to this bit here, it says you've got to get off your bike. So I'm going to abide by the rules and get off my bike. And it says, it was scribbled over on the sign there, but it says cyclists dismount. So I've dismounted, and we'll go through here. I don't know if you can see up there, look, it does say cyclists dismount, or in Welsh it says Ebike man disgyn or something. I can't speak Welsh, even though I'm Welsh. Anyway, right, I'm at the point where I can get back on the bike. So, like I said, I'm going to be in level 5, pedal level assist 5 all the way, and we'll see what the battery looks like after doing, like, there's a lot of hills around me, but then when there's hills, you do come down the other side, so it sort of evens itself out, sort of, but there are lots of hills by me. But anyway, I can't wait to get to the mountain where it's nice and quiet. Right, so the trip meter is saying 1 mile, so we got 1 mile out of the way. Quite a few more miles to go. Now, where I live, there are a few cycle paths, but they are very disjointed. Now, there's a cycle path just down by here. It's only a small bit of a cycle path. See if I can get across the other side of the road. Over here. And once I get down past this bit by here, I don't know if you can see on the road, there's a cycle thing. This bit's a cycle path now. And it goes down by there, and then it finishes further on up there. So it's all sort of disjointed. It's not like all joined up. It's just little bits here and there. Right, this is a big, huge hill by here. So we'll see what it's like. It does give you enough assistance, I suppose, for you not to get puffed out. This is really steep by here. Anyway, let's get to the top of this hill. Like I said, there's hills everywhere. So there's a hill there. Then we're onto another hill by here. So I might stop in a minute because I don't think I did the walk function. Mind you, the hill is easing off by here now. It's sort of going flat, so I can't do the walk function yet. We'll do the walk function a little bit later on because I can't remember if I did it in the last video. So just a bit further up in front of me by there where it's the national speed limit sign by there. That's where the mountain road starts, so we're almost to the mountain after a few hills. Now it does give you a little bit of a workout. This bike it's not like riding a normal bike, because I'd be sat down by there. But it does give you a teeny bit of a workout, which is in a way a good thing. But I'm a bit lazy. So I do prefer a bike that propels you, but it is giving me a little bit of needed exercise. So let's carry on up here. We're still on a hill. It probably looks flat to you on the camera, but we're still on a slight hill. It's not too bad. Anyway, let's just keep pedaling. I think I'll wait for this car to come past me. No point trying to fight with the cars. There we go. There, we just hit 2 miles now, so we've done 2 miles. The trouble is, trying to do a full range test is difficult, because you just got to keep pedaling for ages. You've got to go quite far to deplete the battery full. Now, I think it says on the website something like, if you use pedal level assist 1, you can go 100 kilometers. I think that's what it says on the website. On level 5, that's going to be a little bit different. But like I said, I got to stress this point. This bike is very, very, very easy to pedal, if you know what I mean. If you turn the assistance off, it's still a light, easy bike with thin tyres, not much rotational mass on the wheels. So it's very, 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 very easy to pedal. I think I've made that point clear. Now, I have got a suspension seat on and a big bum seat, and my bum is very thankful because it is way more comfortable. The other seat is a lightweight seat, so if you want to keep it lightweight and you don't mind your bum hurting a little bit, then that's absolutely fine. But for me, I need a little bit more comfort. I mean, I am getting on in the years, so a big squishy seat is very, very nice. Now, we have been going up hills for a little bit now. I'd say I've been, what are we, 20 minutes, 25 minutes into the, 20 minutes, let's just say 20 minutes. And I haven't lost any bars yet. So you can see that you will be out on the road for quite a while. If you use this for commuting, it's perfectly fine. You can go on long journeys. And like I said, if the battery runs out, you can still pedal back because it's a light bike. Anyway, and we're still on a hill. It's going to be uphill all the way until it goes downhill. Then it's downhill. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I think there's a big hill coming up by here somewhere. No, it's a bit later on, that is. So we'll have to wait till we get there. I'll try the walk function. What's coming behind me now? There we go, let's pull over. I don't know what kind of music he was playing in there then. I don't know what that was. Never heard it before. In this Volvo. This is probably going to be the most exercise I've had in a long time. Well, since last summer. Don't tend to go far on a bike in the winter, do you? Because it's just not very nice. Short journey's okay. I think there's another car coming as well, is there? Let's pull over again. Now, let's go over by here. Now, I've come past here quite a few times. This house here, I don't know how it's ended up being abandoned like that, but it's been like that for a long time. I think there's a barn up that side there, and a farmhouse there, which was probably quite a nice house at one time. But I don't know how that ended up like that, but it'd be a nice place to live, wouldn't it? By here on the countryside. all the fields around you. And I have always thought, oh, that'd be nice, but it's never gone up for sale or anything because it's on farmer's land. The farmer must be further across somewhere else. So I don't know why that ended up like that. Would have been a nice house. Anyway, the seat. Let's have a look at the seat on the old ENGWE Map 4A. So I've put the suspension seat on. I always have a suspension pole and seat and a big bum seat lurking around somewhere in the shed. So I put that on there, and this seat is extremely squishy. It's squishy McSquish. The only thing with a suspension seat is that you can only put it down, that's on the lowest setting there. So if you're a person who's a little bit shorter, one of these suspension seats probably doesn't work out very well because, like I said, that's as far down as it goes because you've got to have that bit of suspension bit sticking up at the top. Then you've got the big bum seat, which is quite wide. So that is the lowest a big bum seat can go on this bike. But for me, it does make it a little bit comfier. A little bit heavier, but comfier. And I like comfort. Anyway, let's carry on up that way, up there. Now, if you haven't seen my original review with this ENGWE Map 4A, then go and have a look. And also, why don't you think about subscribing? That'd be very, very nice. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, absolutely lovely. I think it's about 11 AM in the morning now. Might be a little bit later, and my phone's ringing. So let me just pull over. Right, okay, that was another e-bike coming. I think it's the ENGWE L20 3.0. I think that's going to be my next review, if that is right. I'm not sure. It might be. That bike is turning up now. They're just saying that they're ready to deliver the bike, so hopefully that's what's happening. So the next e-bike review you'll see on this channel hopefully should be the ENGWE L20 3.0 Boost. We'll wait and see anyway. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, it's slow progress because I am on an incline. I am still going uphill. I can't wait for when I go downhill. So we're on 2.7 miles. But like I said, it's slow progress because I'm not going that fast. I'm going about 8 miles per hour at the moment. So it is going to take a while. I think about half a mile away, there's a big, massive hill. I think that's my last big hill to go up. But we'll get there and we'll try the walk function because it's like that. Only the best of the best powerful e-bikes have got up that hill unassisted. And I'm talking about the 52 volts upwards types bikes or the two motor versions. I've had to give a little bit of assistance on that hill on all the e-bikes because it's like that. It is. Anyway, we're not far from the top of this mountain road. And it is a beautiful day today. I'll stop by here for a second. We'll have a look down there. Might as well look at the view while we're here. Now, it's a nice sunny day, but it is, I don't know if you can see the trees moving. It's windy. It's been lovely and sunny and warmish, but it's been really windy for the last couple of days. So that's my view by here at the moment. And if I turn around this way, there's, looks like another, possibly that was a barn that's been knocked down by there. I think that was a barn there. And there's a bit of rubbish by there as well. So I don't know what that's about, but and a bit of rubbish by there as well. So this is my view at the moment by here. It's lovely up here. This is ENGWE Mountain. It's called ENGWE. I've been up here before on other e-bikes, but I thought I might as well show you the view while I'm here. But it's sunny, but the wind is it's a bit cold. Okay, here we go. I am still on a full battery. So when we get to the top of here, which is about another half a mile or so, maybe a bit longer, I'll show you the view when I get up to there. And when I get up to the top of this mountain, there's a place called the Black Hospital. And back in the 1940s or 30s, not quite sure, anybody with contagious terminal diseases was sent to this hospital. And it's called the Black Hospital. I think it was to do with, oh, I can't quite remember. But the foundations and the footings are still there. But the hospital is long gone. Because I think it was built as a temporary hospital, up on top of the mountain, away from everybody else. To keep the infectious diseases away. I say terminal, I don't think everybody died. Some people did and some people didn't. Anyway, that's a bit morbid, so let's not talk about that. We're supposed to be on a nice country ride. Country ride, take me home to the place I belong. Right, the big hill is just round the corner by here. I'll try and pedal up of some of it, and then I'm gonna have to get off. I'm gonna have to go in gear 1. I'm still in pedal level assist 5. There we go. Now, this won't show on camera, but it's just silly steep, this is. It's just ridiculous. Right, let's press the walk function. There we go. Now, the walk function, if you can still see me up there, is about 1 mile per hour. And I'd say that's just a tad too slow. If you're puffed out, it's just right. But I think I'd walk a little bit faster than this up this hill. Not much faster, but it is sort of, you know, I'm not pushing that at all now. That's going on its own. About 1 mile per hour. So there we go. When you go on the flat, it goes to 2 miles per hour, but you don't really need a walk function when you're on the flat. So about 1 mile per hour on a hill. That's what I'd say. I'm trying to pedal up this hill again, but it's just so steep. It's even hard walking up it. That's how steep it is. It's like steep, steep, steepity steep. Now, if I was a young man, I could probably do it, but I'm not so young anymore. So, engage the walk function. We're not far from the top now anyway, so. Let's get up here. Now, I think those people who wear Lycra and go about 35, 40 miles per hour, it's about 30-something miles per hour, you know, on their analog bikes. They fly up hills like this. I don't know where they get it from, because even when I was a young man, you could go up hills, but never like the likes of these Lycra clad mob. I just stopped at this gap in the fence by here and I got a lovely view. I'll show you the view now. Let me just get that camera there. Let's grab that. There we go, lovely view. I can see wind turbines that way. You probably can't see them in the camera, but there we go. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love being up in the mountains. You get a fantastic view. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, okay, I think that's the majority of the big hills over and done with. Yes, get in there. So it's all plain sailing and easy peasy from now onwards. What are we on now? 2.4 miles. So, so 2.4 miles. I think I've been out on the bike for about 3/4 an hour. Now you can see when you're going up mountains and stuff, the time passes by, but the amount of miles that you go doesn't. Now, if I lived somewhere like London, for instance, which is more of a flat place, you'd rack up the miles more quickly and you'd probably be using less energy or power from the battery. The battery is still on full at the moment, and you can see that I've been going up a hill. I've been going up it's been slight hills and big hills for at least 45 minutes. And we still got a full battery, so I'm quite impressed. with the batteries, a 36 volt 10 hour battery, but like I said, it does last pretty well on this type of bike. If you had this kind of battery on one of them big fat tyre bikes, it wouldn't last long at all. But with this bike, because it moves along so easily, it does, well, you can see it is lasting not bad, seeing as I'm in the full level 5. There's a sheepy over there, going ba 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 ba, la la la. It's all little lambs out. It's that time of year with all the little lambs are out in the field. God, it's windy. That is windy. Whoo. Go on, Bennett. Very windy. Obviously, it's a lot more windy up here than it is down where I live, because the further up you go, the windier it becomes, because there's no mountains sort of stopping the wind from blowing. I am the Eggman. I am the walrus. Cuckoo choo. God, this wind has almost blown me backwards. Now, the brakes. I want to talk about the brakes for a second. They're 160mm discs and they're cable operated brakes. Now, if you think you're going to upgrade these brakes, it's going to be very difficult. Now, I'll go a little bit further by here. We just wait for this wind gust to stop. If you want to, I'll pull over and I'll show you. It's best for me just to show you. It'll be easier. Oh my God! That nearly blew me off my bike then. Right. Now with the brakes, I'll try and show you over there. The forks taper inwards, okay? So them forks taper inwards. That's a 160mm disc. And if you try and put a bigger disc on it, there's a good chance that it might touch the actual fork because it's tapering inwards. Then, the brakes themselves. The brake setup there, the distance for the actual bolts that bolted onto the fork are unique to this bike. They're different to normal brakes. So if you try and put a normal brake on there, you won't have the correct spacer and it won't be the right size. And if you go to the back, you won't have any disc issues because it's quite a bit of a distance between there. But I think the actual back brake there as well is quite unique. And I think the distance between the bolts that hold it on are unique to this bike as well. So I don't know if there's different brakes out there that you can put on this bike that are unique to that bolt pattern there for carbon fibre bikes. There might be some brakes out there, especially for carbon fibre bikes. I don't know, but normal brakes that you put on normal bikes won't fit on this bike. So if you want to upgrade, you're going to have to look and search for specialised brakes. I'm on the edge of the mountain and the wind is blowing me everywhere. I'm on the edge of the mountain and it's blinking windy. I'll just show you my view now. Let me just get the camera. Very nice view from by here. Oh. Right, okay, let's give you the whole look around. So that's that way there, going across there. You can see for miles from by here. Now, there is a path. If I go across and up there, there is a path that goes to the top of that mountain. I don't know if you can see, there's people actually coming down the mountain. That path there, I think is, they look like army cadets maybe, coming down the hill. I don't know if you can see that there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them, or is it 9, 10? They got backpacks on and looks like army sort of stuff. They're coming down the hill right by there. So, and I have walked up here quite a few times. Just over there a little bit further, there's some bricks sticking up. That's where the Black Hospital was by here. This is where we are. This is where the Black Hospital is. Down that way there is Pontypridd, and then obviously further up in towards the valleys that way. A couple of wind turbines. I don't know when they're showing up on here, but the army guys are coming down here now, or the cadets. I can't see if they're young. They look young to me. They're probably cadets. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, we're on 4.2 miles. It's mostly downhill now, and I'm still on a full battery, so there we go. That's doing way better than I expected. It's still on the full 5 bars, so I'm quite shocked. I thought on level 5 I'd see like a big drop, but it's all good. It's all good. Now I think I've been out, I think it says on the camera there, 55 minutes so far. Now I have only covered 4.3 miles, so you make of that what you will. But I have been stopping and talking with the camera. Oh, somebody just hit me on the head. What was that? What hit me on the head? Something hit me on the helmet, on top of the helmet. And somebody must have blown and hit me. I don't know what that was. Anyway, lucky I had a helmet on, innit? I wonder if I'll be able to see what hit me on the head when I look back in the footage, or is the camera down too low? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I gotta get off this mountain. The wind is incredible. It's blowing me everywhere. It probably looks fine on the camera, and this mic is not probably picking the wind up either, because it cancels the wind out. Whoa! Oh dear me. I need to get down to lower ground. So we're going to go past the Rose and Crown, but that is closed down, this pub now. They didn't have enough customers. So let's go down by here. The Rose and Crown is by there. And then I think the church is stopping doing certain things as well. There is a post box there, look. For the people who live in the countryside, there is a house behind me by there. There's a house behind me there, and that's where my father used to live when he was a kid, and my grandfather. Many, many years ago. There's a car coming, I can see the reflection. It's postman. It's the postwoman. She's going over there. So we're almost hitting the 5 mile mark. Still got 5 bars in the battery. The squishy seat is still nice and squishy. There's not much bounce on the suspension post. It only takes out the biggest bumps when you go over a pothole or something, but I try and avoid potholes anyway, so. Now this video isn't really a review or whatever. It's just a range test, and I'm out on the bike having a nice time talking to you lot. That's about it really. It's a little bit less windy by here. I need to get down the hill a little bit further. It's very windy. Another cattle grid coming up in the front of me right here. I hope that this mic is picking up my voice okay in this wind, because normally this kind of wind would mean you couldn't hear nothing. Once I go down this hill by here, I'll be shaded by some of the mountain then, so let's get down here. Now I think the brakes are okay on this bike. I think they're absolutely fine for the weight of the bike. They stop you just fine. Would hydraulic brakes be nicer? Yes, they would. But I think they're absolutely fine. If I pull the brakes, it stops me. So it does the job. I suppose if you haven't got particularly good grip strength, then it might become a problem. But I'm not finding any issues with the brakes at all. They're not the best brakes in the world, but they're not the worst brakes in the world either. And they do the job adequately. I can't even say the right word. Now, I gotta say, if this type of bike is your thing, it's a very nice bike. It is a very nice bike. It is. it does, it is, the lightness of it makes it easy to ride. It does make it easy to ride. Right, we're back in civilization now. We're off the mountain. Been thinking of you, yeah, me. Now we're moving on. Singing, I love rock and roll. Right, we have got a few more hills to contend with. Wind has calmed down, now I'm a bit lower down from the top of the mountain. Still a bit windy, but it's acceptable. I don't know if you can see there's a hill there in front of me as well. Then it's downhill again. Right, okay, we're on 6.2 miles now. Still got 5 bars in the battery. Now I'm gonna make a stop off in a minute and then we'll resume. Once I get down the other side of this hill, I'm gonna stop off somewhere, have some dinner, and then we'll resume the rest of this little bike ride. But at the moment we're on 6.3 miles, still got a full battery. Right, we're at 6.4 miles and I've just seen the first battery drop. So we're on 4 bars now, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've just seen the first drop at 6.4 miles. So that is very, very good. Right then, I've had my dinner and we're back out and about. Got to get back home now. So let's carry on down this way. I'm not quite sure what was the, I can't remember what. Let me stop a second. Right, so it says 6 miles, it was 6 miles something, wasn't it? And then it's gone back to 0 on the other side. So we'll find out what the whole mileage is when I get back. Whew. Right, there was another big hill there then. I just went up. So that probably took a little bit of battery. We're still on 4 bars at the moment. So we've done about 7.3 miles or something like that altogether. So we're not doing too bad at all. So trying to avoid the main road. So we'll go down this cycle path, footpath, whatever you want to call it. Try and get through here. Oh. So this path by here is sort of ever so slightly downhill. So I don't expect this to take much of the battery out, to be honest. I don't think it'll take any of the battery out at all because I'm hardly putting any pressure on the torque sensor. It's actually me propelling the bike at the moment, because when you're not pushing hard on the torque sensor, it doesn't really give you any, it's not taking much of the battery. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So it probably looks flat, but it's a very slight it's very slightly going downhill. So like I said, I'm hardly putting any pressure on at all. So anyway, let's carry on. Right, okay, we're going to come to the end of this path in a second. So I'm going to have to go onto the main road then. Still downhill. We still got 4 bars left. And we're almost done another 2 miles. So we're at 8 miles now. I still got 4 bars left. It's doing very well. It's doing very, very well. Do, 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 do. Now, like I said earlier, my next video on e-bikes will be the ENGWE L20 3.0 or 3.0 boost. So subscribe if you want to see that video. Well, it might not be my next video, but it'll be in the next couple of videos. So it'll be out soon. So that's coming very, very soon. Right, big hill in front of me. Let's get a little bit of speed up. We're in Gear 5, can I get you in gear 5? I better go down a few gears. Actually, it's not too bad. I am getting up here. Right, down the gears. Down to gear 1. That was quite steep. It does help you, it helps you a lot. Now, if I get back with 3 bars on a 36 volt, 10 amp hour battery, then I'm going to be very, very impressed. So, let's go around this way down here. We're still on 4 bars at the moment. Now, I will say that the brakes do get better after you've put a few miles on the bike. They do tend to bed in, and they're a lot better than when you first have them, because they do feel a lot better now. So let's get up this way. Only another mile or so to go now, maybe a mile and a half. And we'll see what kind of battery power we got left. So that's the difference between a cadence sensor and a torque sensor. A cadence sensor is going to give you all the power as soon as you turn the crank. So it's going to use more battery. With this one, sort of relies on, it gives you plenty of power, but it relies on you a little bit more. So you do get a longer range from a smaller battery. Fit through the tiny gap. Oh, if you get that wrong, you're going to go, you're going to hurt yourself if you get that wrong. Right. I think we're on mile 9 now. We're on mile 9 and we've still got 4 bars left. Well, I gotta say, it's been a nice ride today. I mean, I've been out for a good few hours now, riding about in this nice weather, except for the wind. Very windy, but nice and sunny. It's warm as well. If it wasn't windy, I'd be a bit hot with these jackets on, but it is windy. So there we go. We're not far away from back to base now, so I'm gonna have to give you a guesstimate of how far I think this bike is gonna go on a full charge, because, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to give a guesstimate because I'd be out for ages trying to get this battery to go down to empty. I'd be out for another 2 hours. And I'm a bit tired now. I'm trying hard not to show it, baby. I'll go the long way home to make it a little bit longer. What the what? That guy in the car was parked to the left and then he turned right. I don't know, some drivers, eh? We might be getting back with 4 bars on the battery, which is crazy. We'll see now. There's a little bit more to go. We'll see when we get back. Right, okay. I've made it back and there is actually 4 bars on the battery. I can't believe it. There's 4 bars on the battery and what's it saying on here? 4.1 miles. I think it's saying they've done 10 miles altogether, which is, it's 10 point something it is. I think that N1 just rounds it up. I think it's like 10.4 miles I've done. 10.4 miles, and it's only used, let me show you. Right, there we go, look, I'll show you there, look. It's still got 4 bars on the battery, hole in the glove. I was on PAS level 5 all the way, 10 miles over there. 4 bars left, it's only used 1 bar, and I've gone up hills and all sorts. Okay, then there you go then. 4 bars left after 10.4 miles altogether, driving around for about 2 hours, up and down hills, round the mountains. That is pretty good. You can't say that's bad, can you? It is pretty good. What a good, you know, after a 36 volt 10 amp hour battery is very, very good. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Ahoy!